Well, welcome back to Margaritas in Paradise. Hey, today I'm in Missouri. I'm over at my sister's place. Decided I'll go out and get a little bit of a walk and maybe talk to you about a few things. Now, kind of carrying over from that last one, of course, I did get my storage shed completely cleaned out, but I didn't get rid of everything. I reduced everything down by about 25%, so I do have a few things left. It's so hard to just get rid of everything, and the guys that do it, Mike, I mean, I applaud you. It's just such a hard thing just to eliminate things that are part of your life. And for a guy like me, I mean, it's a long time. So anyway, that's where we're staying with that. My sister's allowing me to store a few things there, and my dad is allowing me to store a few things there. The travel trailer, it's sold, and all the bang bangs sold, and I still have my MV 3500, the van, and I'm going to be going to a couple shows at the end of September and the beginning of October. So if you're in Mexico, Missouri, or Albert Lee, Minnesota, come on out and see me out there. You can ask for Tom or Crow Nest Traders if you want to meet up. And I have the privilege to be sitting next to my great-grand nephew, right? That's Noah. Noah, say hello.
Hello, everybody.
How old are you?
6 years old.
6 years old. Man, you look a lot bigger than 6.
Can I say something?
What do you want to say?
So, I'm trying to start my own YouTube channel called Noah Livestream. I'm doing, video game stuff, a lot of stuff.
So you're going to start your own YouTube channel?
Yeah, live streaming
and
stuff.
live stream? Well, that'll be pretty neat. Do you have any idea what the name of it's going to be?
I said it, but it's called Noah Livestream.
Oh, Noah's live stream. Well, we'll keep you advised of what's going on when you get that ready. All right?
Okay.
Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, give me a fist bump. Boom. Want to try it again? One more time.
Yeah.
Boom. All right. All right. Well, Noah, it was good to have you. It was good to be speaking to you on Margaritas in Paradise. And I hope you'll come back and visit us again.
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, we're going to press on, and we'll see you out on the road. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yep. All right. Anyway, so we're just out taking a walk. I've been trying to go out every day, but most of the time I just kind of forget about the camera and press on. So the main thing I want to talk to you today about, it took me 3 years to transition from tourist mode to an expat. And when I moved here, which is a portion of it, knowing when the right time is right, mine was expedited. I had a goal set up in place. I told myself by the time I was 58 years old, I'd be living full time in Pattaya, Thailand. What ended up happening was the pandemic came. And I happened to be in Thailand during that time. I knew that what the U.S. was going through with lockdowns and everything, and I didn't want anything to do with that. Against a lot of people's advice, family, and other guys that were just trying to get the last plane out and that type of stuff, I just kind of hunkered down. And I went in kind of safety mode at that point. I put a bunch of money in my safe just in case we didn't have money or things like that. But it just worked out good for me, and I loved it. 3 years being in transition mode, is that normal? I don't know. I talk to guys all the time that come over, and I get worried sometimes that people they come over here and they see the nightlife, and the nightlife's a big factor for me. I'll touch on that in a little bit too, but and you don't want them to just go crazy. You don't want them to just go non-stop, and before they know it, their money will be gone. When I first came here, and this was during even the pandemic era. Now, I had been coming here since 2006, or no, what was it the first time? Yeah, 2006 was my first time in Pattaya, and 1987 was the first time in Thailand. But, you know, in 1987, I knew I wanted to come back to Thailand, but I didn't know at the extent of why I'd come back. In 2006, I had just recently retired from the Air Force, and you know, I had a really good life, don't get me wrong, but I felt like Thailand was a better life. And so I just I went after my dreams, so to speak. Anyway, these homes out here are just massive. I'll tell you, are you used to big homes like these? This whole area, I think my sister's home is around 3,000 square feet. But a lot of these houses out here are bigger than that, maybe 4,000 or 5,000 square feet. And the land that they have, I'm thinking my sister has about 2.5 acres of property. But a lot of people have a lot more than that. So this is not the norm, and I don't know, maybe it is becoming the norm for the United States. How is it in your part of the world? It just seems like there's a lot of space. You look at this house here versus that house over there, and there's over 100 meters space between those houses. And that's just, I don't know, that's maybe the average size, but there's a lot of open space here. So, and I was sitting out back yesterday, and altogether I saw 6 deer run across. One small buck and a bunch of does. So, yeah, it's just, it was something else. Anyway, can you believe it? We have Noah still here. He's still awake. It's way past your bedtime, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really? Really past your bedtime?
Yes, it is.
What time do you normally go to bed, Noah?
At 8 p.m.
8 p.m. It's like 8:25 now.
Like and subscribe. Bye.
That you come here, and you know, if you fall in love with the place like I did back in 2006, well, I knew what my end game was going to be right away. I knew that eventually I was going to live here full time. I didn't know when at that point, but so it took me a long time to figure out, about another 15 years or so, to figure out whether I was going to live here full time or not. And I had a good idea I was, but it just took a lot of trips. And I mean, at one point I was coming here every other month. And when I say that here, I was coming to Thailand, all right? When I got into my transition time, let's see, 2019, I guess, and the pandemic was just coming up around the corner, and we all knew what was gonna happen. I made a conscious choice at that point that I was gonna move up my time frame, and that would have been, I don't know, moving it up 2 or 3 years. It just worked out really good for me. I was able to stay here and really enjoy the place without so many people. And I'll tell you what, and I don't mean anything bad about when I say this, but I definitely missed the pandemic. I mean, it was a really great time to be in Thailand. For how many of you guys were here during the pandemic? You know, let me know what you thought about it. Were you lonely? Did you take advantage of doing things that were available here? And the price drop on everything, I mean, everything was really significant. Yeah, so even when I was here during the pandemic, I wasn't just staying home, I was out and about. There was a few places open, and eventually everything closed down. The only thing that were open was Leo's and Bamboo Beach Bar. And for whatever reason, they were able to hang out and stay open. And we went there every night. But we also saw a lot of people, and we were using apps like we've talked about before on other videos. And it was really a good thing. A lot of fun for the people that were here. I was kind of hanging out with the same group of 20 guys or so. And they were all in similar circumstances. At some point or another, you have to realize that all that money that's being spent, you know, you're definitely in tourist mode when you're spending money every night like that. And I mean, it's a lot of money, definitely bleeding money. And when you realize amount for your budget isn't enough of what you're doing in Thailand, well, that's a problem. Now, I was lucky and had a substantial savings, which could help me meet my financial goals. I shouldn't say goals, but maybe my financial responsibility of what was going on in my life. But the thing is in 3 years, I saw like 25% of the savings go to nothing. Yeah, it was just a horrible experience because that money that was there to last me the rest of my life, and now I only had 75% of what I started out with. Well, it doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure out that, you know, in another 9 years, that money's going to be gone. I had to take a hard stance and figure out a substantial budget. Now, I'm very fortunate that I'm retired military, I have a VA pension, and things like that. So I was able to put a budget into place and just start eliminating all the things that I felt like I had to do. You know, I would stand on my balcony at night and see that Pattaya sign. You know, I was thinking, why ain't I out there? But I knew that eventually I just couldn't go out every night. So, you know, if I went out nowadays, I go out 2, maybe 3 nights a week. But, you know, I plan to meet my friends, meet Doug or somebody and Joe and the guys or whatever. And we go out and really have a great time. But they're all in the same boat. They don't go out every night. Everybody has figured out that they have to maintain a budget. It's going to be a key for everybody that's thinking about coming here, unless you're just rich. You know, if you're one of these crypto millionaires or something like that, just a millionaire, and you can afford to go out every night, do it, have fun. You know, there's a lot of people that probably just can't do it. A lot of people say they have money, that they don't have money. You know, when we're on the money thing, not only do you have to live on a budget, but you have to maintain emergency money. The older you get, we've talked about insurance before in that, which is definitely important. The older you get, more money you're going to need in the savings. So you have to think about that. A lot of people recommend in approximately 1 million Thai baht. Now, is that significant enough? I don't know. The older you get, I think you need a minimum of 2 million baht. Okay, which is, let's just call that 60,000 US dollars. Okay, now that's a substantial amount. There's a lot of people that have a lot more than that in the bank, but a lot of people that just don't have any money in the bank. That's one of the things that you need to keep in the back of your mind, that emergency money. You know, if you have a heart attack and don't have insurance, you have to be able to put money down up front to take care of those bills. So don't screw yourself over. Don't think that you're just going to run back to the USA or wherever you're from. If you're in need of open heart surgery, you may not be able to walk. You may not be able to get on a plane. You really have to use your imagination. You have to think about this ahead of time of what you're going to be able to do and what's going to be available for you when something like that happens. So you're going to have to really look at your wants versus your needs. And that's what I do. You know, I talk about living as a minimalist. You know, there's a certain amount of things that you absolutely need. Do you need a coffee pot? Probably. If you're a coffee drinker, you need a coffee pot. Last time you made rice. Prior to coming to Thailand, I can't remember if I ever made rice before. even though I have a rice maker right now, it's one of the things that I don't use on a regular basis. Maybe it's good I have one because, let's say, Cat comes over, or Amazon, or whoever comes over, and they want some rice. Maybe that's ideal, and they're cheap enough, and that type of thing. If you look at it wants versus needs, you know, I think it's a want. And there's going to be lots of wants that you're going to find here in Thailand. And the reason why that is because lots of those wants are so cheap, you know. I talked about this in the last video about Lazada and Shopee and Temu. I don't know if you know any of those shopping sites, but they provide products to you that are just super cheap. And so it's easy to step into that category of wants versus needs and just want, and you're thinking, oh, it's only $5, okay? So just be careful, because I have like 2 shelf fulls of those $5 items. You know, when is the right time for you to come to Thailand? For me, everything just kind of happened. You know, I kind of believe in the idea of fate and karma, maybe a little bit. And I always say on here, I always ask you, why aren't you here? You know, you can do it if you want to do it. And I've seen lots of guys, lots of my followers and subscribers that have done it. See here, I want to put a special shout out to BM3 and Mr. JD. I really appreciate the drinks that you guys got me. Really, it helps a lot. Your generosity, it just, it's very touching. Anyway, thank you so much for that. Another thing, let's see here. He has several trucks back here. I wish I felt comfortable enough to walk back there, but dog to come out there and eat me. But anyway, he's got a lot of vehicles back there, and you know what? Obviously, great wife, because not a lot of people will allow him to fill up their driveway like that. So, hello.
Excuse me, what are you doing?
I am a vlog of me walking up and down the street. And well, if you haven't done so already, make sure that you're checking the description below. You find out exactly where I'm at and what's going on. Now, I just had a concerned neighbor come out and approach me, named Sharon. But anyway, and she's just making sure, she's doing the neighborly type thing of what I'm doing out here. I'm a strange face, and yeah, so I thought that was pretty good. And I told her about margaritas in paradise and that sort of thing. And anyway, so I didn't put her on camera, but nice young lady. And so anyway, we'll press on. I was looking on Facebook this morning, and one of my buddies, Kelly, he lives in northern Thailand, and right outside of Chiang Mai. And his wife got him to go to the dentist. So while he was in having this tooth looked at, they found 2 more teeth that needed fixed. He had to wait about 30 minutes to get in to see the dentist. About 2.5 hours later, they were finished with his teeth, and he went to go get the bill, and it came out to be approximately $79. I've talked about this before, dental values in Thailand and how cheap it is. Now, you can go into a tourist city like Pattaya and go visit a dental office for tourists, and they're going to give you a better deal than what you can get back home. Let's say in London, for instance, or what you can get back in New York City in the USA. But if you go to these kind of out of the way places that are maybe not in downtown Bangkok or Pattaya or Phuket, that are not meant for the tourists, but maybe meant for the average Thai person, you know, you can get some really good values going on there. That's something to kind of think about. I had 4 root canals done during the pandemic, and altogether, I think my total bill with the crowns, was a total of, I think, around $1,800. I can't remember for sure, but it was pretty cheap. You know, I've talked about the different dentists that I recommend, and I went to Dentista on Nakula Road. Dentista is my favorite, okay? Now, and it comes right down to it, they told me that one of my root canals, they didn't have the microscope to perform the procedures. A microscope, a very small root canal. So they sent me over to Bangkok Hospital in Pattaya to get this surgery done, and it was, really quick. It was a great staff over there. Now they're a little bit more expensive than Dentista is, but all in all, it was a great procedure, and I didn't have any problems afterwards. So value-wise, if you're looking at, having root canals or dental implants or things like that, you're going to get them done cheaper than what you're going to get them done in the U.S., especially if you don't have insurance. I have another friend of mine that's getting all of his teeth replaced, and I don't know how much that's going to cost, but that's another really good option for you in Thailand. All right, well, I'm done with this walk. What you think of my Chiefs shirt? Ha 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 ha, go Chiefs. All right, put down your favorite team. Let me know who's your favorite team, who you're going for. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.